This research project was conducted to determine how females dressing in a sexual or provocative way can influence first impressions we make. First impressions are very visually based. It seems logical that wearing revealing clothing may impact whether you're seen as sexually provocative, but how much can it influence the impression of your likability, your level of competence, your trustworthiness, or your intelligence? How much does your clothing relate to increasing prejudice and sexual discrimination? I set out to answer these questions by first defining provocative and revealing. I wanted to define it as something a typical high school girl would wear on a daily basis. Each participant was exposed to a slightly desexualized image and asked to rate their first impression of that image based on intelligence, competence, likability, trustworthiness, responsibility, and promiscuity. Each participant was then presented with the same model, slightly sexualized, an increase in bare leg, and a more revealing top, and asked the same impressions-related questions. How much would the different images presented alter the predictions or assumptions made based on first impression? The reaction and impression of each appearance example was then measured through a questionnaire. The questions were written to determine the initial impact, opinions, and assumptions formed through the first 5-second visual exposure. The questionnaire was given to a randomly selected group of men aged 15 to 44 and women aged 15 to 44 within the Western New York population. By breaking up the sample into gender and age, I was hoping to determine who was most negatively influenced by the revealing clothes young women typically wear. Based on Buffalo's population and between a 5 and 10% margin of error, results included questionnaires from 23 men aged 15 to 44 and 27 women aged 15 to 44. The women surveyed tended to find both images average for intelligence, competence, trustworthiness, and responsibility, but women found the more revealing image to be above average for promiscuity. Though the men surveyed tended to find both images average for trustworthiness and responsibility, they found the more revealing image to be less intelligent, less competent, and more promiscuous. The most noteworthy result of the men surveyed was that they tended to find the more revealing image to be more promiscuous as well as less intelligent. The most noteworthy result of the women surveyed was that they tended to find the more revealing image more promiscuous and also less likable.